Hey, and today I'm going to talk on the gender identity problem that seems to be going on in our country today. Now, here's what I truly just don't get. I don't get and or understand why it is children of the age of 7 or less are having gender identity problems. I don't understand that. I mean, I remember being a child. I'm old, but I'm not that old. And I remember being a child, and I just don't remember giving that much thought at those young ages to what gender I was. I knew I was a girl, and that's about the basic gist of it. I mean, it was not impressed upon us in my generation of, wasn't what bathroom are you going to use, or, you can't wear pink or blue, or it just was not impressed upon us at such a young age that of what gender we were. And now to hear that they've got a whole new generation being born called they babies, the hell is that? What are people doing? Are you trying to start your child off in the world with a complex? Are you trying to give them identity disorders? They would imply more than one. How many did you have? I guess that would work if you had twins or more. But if you had one kid, it's not a they. And then the option now to leave the birth certificate blank? Seriously? I mean, I'm trying to understand how a child of 3, 4, or 5 is having an identity crisis. How does one that age not identify and or identify as something else? This child doesn't even know how to identify as a human being. They're still trying to figure out what they are as far as species, let alone gender. People, what are you thinking? Oh, do you have Munchausen? Did you get the wrong sex baby, and now you're trying to brainwash your kid into thinking, you wanted a girl, and so now you're gonna grow little Johnny's hair out and put him in a dress and, beat it into him that he is a she. And trust me, I'm not by any means trying to bash on people who believe they have gender identity problems. I mean, personally, I don't understand the whole gender identity bullshit. If you have a penis, you are a male. If you have a vagina, you are a female. And I personally do not believe that, the whole you got too much testosterone, you don't have enough estrogen bullshit. I think, and this is just my personal opinion, because there are people who have gone out there and done the whole gender identity crap and then gone back, and I think it is sadly misdiagnosed in our day and age that we have such a need to not be who we are because we don't like ourselves. And it has nothing to do with gender. We have either been through some trauma, or we have been rejected, or we don't feel smart enough, or we don't feel intelligent enough, or whatever the reason, this is why we come online and become somebody different, because we don't want to be who we are, because we are not confident, we are not secure in our own skin or who we are. But now, if grown people want to do that, then I would suggest that before you go do any major surgeries, that you really, and I think in the medical field, they actually do, before they do the surgeries, they make these people get some kind of mental help or counseling or whatever before, because they always tell you it's nothing you can, it can't be reversed. So, you know, I don't know. I can tell you that I have felt a lot of rejection in my life, and I have felt a lot of insecurity in my life, and there are always been times that I had wished I was anybody but me. And then there have been times that in my life I have been so excited to be me. And a lot of times that stems from the circumstances going on around you is what determines a lot of times how we feel about ourselves and how we look at ourselves as a whole and how we identify with the world around us. And I have so much trouble understanding how these little children, how it is we can impose our agendas as grown-ups on these kids. How it is we can impose our thoughts and our agendas and our BS. And how we can take away from who they are. Not just as a boy or a girl, but how we can take away from them as a human being. Because, let me tell you something. My oldest son is 17 right now. And when he was little, he grew up with 2 older sisters. And I still tease him about it to this day. When he was little, he was standing in front of the mirror with his hairbrush singing, "I Am Every Woman." And him and his little brother, who is now 15, they absolutely loved when their sisters would do their hair and makeup and paint their nails. And they just loved makeover day with their big sisters. They are not gender confused. They are actually, right now, being 15 and 17, starting to look pretty heavy at the girls. Yeah, that's scary, and it's a whole nother video because I'm not ready for my babies to start dating. But that's a whole nother video. But anyway, I'm saying that to say that, and my oldest loved baby dolls. He loved, and I never kept any of this stuff from them. And I never once thought, oh my God, they're getting makeup done, they're getting their nails done, they're playing with baby dolls, they must be gay. No. I let them play out that stage in their life because that grows empathy and compassion in a child. Because I want them to know how to hold a baby doll. I want them to have compassion for a smaller child, because one day they're going to be fathers. And so I didn't make them play with gender specific toys, if there even is such a thing, because when I was a kid I played with Tonka trucks. I loved my Bobcat. So I didn't turn out, gender confused or gay. But I don't understand, and I never impressed upon them. Your boys, you can't get makeup done. Your boys, you can't get your hair curled. Your boys, you can't get your nails done. Never had a need to do it. I mean, I remember one time my oldest daughter putting my oldest son in a dress. I wish I had took a picture of it, because that would have been something awesome to hold over his head for his first girlfriend. But you know how moms like to embarrass their kids. Anyway, whole nother video, because I did get a video of him singing "I Am Every Woman." And someday I'm going to show that to my grandkids. But anyway, no, seriously, I I don't understand this whole need to impress upon very young, very fragile-minded children the concept of being male or female. You know, I don't understand why they need to be burdened with that at such a young age. I don't understand why they cannot be allowed to have fun and express themselves without it being beaten into them, or your first thought being, oh my God, they must be gay, or oh my God, they must be transgender. No. They're just children being children and exploring the world around them. And it doesn't mean they have an identity crisis. People, they don't even know that they're people. They don't even know what species they are. They don't know what race they are. They don't know what nationality they are. They don't have the concept of what gender they're supposed to be or are. And so for you to take at that young age and fill their head with that crap, why? Why are you writing on the slate of these children that they are wrong in the body that they are in? Why are you doing that to them? And I really think it goes back to the parents. I think it goes back to the mother and or the father that has decided, for whatever reason, I didn't want this sex child, I wanted that sex child. You know, it's one thing when you're an adult and you decide that for yourself. It's a whole nother issue when that issue is decided for a child. And it is a whole nother issue when a child who has no understanding of consequences, no understanding of long-term actions or long-term decisions. It is beyond me how that's not considered child abuse. It is beyond me how a parent can make those kind of decisions and impose that will on that child. You know, just because your child wants to wear eyeshadow or get their hair done or have their nails painted, check out the world around them. You know, check out what they're watching on TV. Check out what they see mom doing. You know, a lot of times it has nothing to do with their gender as to why they want to do the things they want to do. A lot of times it's just a small child being a small child in the sense that they are emulating and simulating what they see the people around them that they love doing. And I love to cook. I absolutely love to cook. So my children love to cook. I'm into doing different crafting things, and I have a son who is into art. He can draw his butt off, and you know, I mean, I have another son who follows in his dad's footsteps and loves to skateboard. And it has nothing to do with their gender. So here's my thought. Here's my thought, my opinion on, you know, gender confused children, 7 and under. Maybe they're not confused. Maybe if you gave these children a chance to be children and not put so much emphasis on what they wear or how they want to have their nails done or want to play with makeup or Barbie dolls or Tonka trucks or suit and tie, or maybe if you didn't put so much emphasis on that, and maybe if you didn't try to gender identify them, then you know, maybe they wouldn't grow up with such a complex. Because trust me, when you start telling these children that they're wrong, that they're either wrong mentally or they're wrong physically, you start to give these children complexes of being wrong in who they are. If you have a little boy and he wants to get his hair done, he wants to play with a baby doll, and you tell him no, he can't, he's wrong because he's a boy, the message you are sending to that child is because you are a boy, you cannot play with or hold a baby. And that's not the message you want to give a little boy who hopefully one day will give you grandchildren. Because you want him to be sympathetic and empathetic, and you want him to have compassion towards that baby. So let him play with a baby doll. Let him have that doll. Let him hold that doll. Let him nurture that doll. There's nothing wrong with that. And if you have a little girl who wants to play with a Tonka truck and ride her skateboard up and down the street, let her. That doesn't make her any less of a girl. God forbid she grows up to become a construction worker. God forbid she grows up to build the next skyscraper. You know, God forbid she grows up to draw out the blueprints of the next Twin Towers. Or God forbid she just has enough security and acceptance and strength within to be whoever she's going to be or he's going to be. Stop imposing your bullshit on these children. They're not extensions of who you are. They're not miniature yous any more than you're a miniature you of your mom or dad. Just as much as you never thought your mom and dad knew crap about you, maybe you don't know crap about them. So stop imposing, stop forcing them to be who you think they should be, and let them be who they are. Let them express who they are, the way they are. Stop telling them they're wrong. And if they hit 16 and they're at that point they're confused, then you step in. Then you offer some help. Then you offer some, whatever, some counseling, some, whatever. But these children who are, 7 and under, 8 and under, 10 and under, they shouldn't even be worried about what damn gender they are, boy or girl. They shouldn't be worrying about that. They're only worried about that because that is some BS bullcrap that is imposed on them by the adult world around them. Because I guarantee you, if you took a little girl and a little boy from birth and you put them on an island and they grew up buck-ass naked, the only thing that they would know about each other is they're physically different. It wouldn't bother them that they were physically different from each other, as long as they had the companionship, the love, the acceptance of each other. If they didn't have the BS of the outside world to contaminate what they were doing and how they were doing it, they wouldn't have identity issues. They wouldn't have BS problems. Children aren't born trying to figure out what sex they are. Children are born trying to get your acceptance, trying to get your attention, and as they get older, trying to get their way. I mean, seriously, from birth from birth to toddler. The only thing children know is that they want what they want, when they want it, and they want it right now, and they want your undivided attention every second of every day, from the minute they're born. And then when they're toddlers, they really want your attention. They want you to watch them, they want you to hold them, they want you to give them whatever it is they want right now. And then when they go from toddlers to being big kids, anywhere from 5 and under, at that point, they want you to let them go a little bit, but they want you to be right there to see everything. They want mom's eyes to see everything. They aren't sitting there at 5 years old thinking, gee, I'm mommy's little girl. I'm mommy's favorite little boy. They're not thinking that. They're really not. So, I don't get it. I don't understand it. And I'm sure I'll get some stupid ass hate bashing comments below. But I really just want to say, if your children are 7 and under, stop labeling them. If your son wants to wear a pink shirt, find him a gender neutral pink shirt. Get him a pink t-shirt. It doesn't have to have Holly Hobby on it. It doesn't have to have Hello Kitty on it. Get him a damn light red t-shirt. Get him something that is socially acceptable and likable by him at the same time. And if your daughter wants to wear a bow tie, put the bow tie in her hair. There are things that you can do to let your children know that, okay, you're a girl, and so this is what girls do. And then you're a boy, and here's what boys do. But we can find it on a scale. Like, you like pink, and that's fine. I would tell little Johnny, you like pink, that's fine. We're going to find you a light red shirt. But it doesn't have to have unicorns. It doesn't have to have Hello Kitty. And if they like Hello Kitty, because my son went through a stage of where he liked strawberry shortcake. And again, the environment around him, because he was raised with 2 older sisters, he loved strawberry shortcake. So rather than letting him wear strawberry shortcake t-shirts and teaching him that he was a girl, no. What I did was I got him strawberry shortcake items that did not affect his everyday life, but were enough a part of that he got the gist of, I like this and I can have it, but I don't have to let it determine who I am. I got him a strawberry shortcake sleeping bag. He absolutely loved it. He slept with it for maybe 2 years. And, now to this day, being 17, he loves the ponies, My Little Pony. And he watches the cartoon, and he draws, because he's an artist, he draws the ponies once in a while. But he also identifies as a boy. And he's not gay. Like I said, him and his brother are looking at the girls now. But again, whole nother video, because I'm not ready for either one of them to start dating yet. But I'm just saying, we can allow our children to express who they are in a way that doesn't determine and doesn't impress upon them any gender or sex. Because being at that young age, they don't need to be influenced in that area quite yet. They just need to be children and be allowed to like whatever it is they like. And you as the adult should monitor how those likes are displayed in their life. It's no different than a child liking chocolate cake. I will give you a piece of cake. I'm not going to give you an entire cake piled 3 layers high every day, all day, because that's ignorant. And that's self-indulgent and it teaches you absolutely nothing. And at the same time, you can like strawberry shortcake, but I'm not going to go buy you a t-shirt and allow you to wear strawberry shortcake t-shirt because you like strawberry shortcake because you are a boy, and it is not socially acceptable. And so I don't want to impress upon you that it's okay, and it's not. Because there are some things in life that your children should learn are acceptable and are not acceptable. But they need to learn them at age-appropriate stages. So that's just my thought for the day. You do what you want with it, and I don't know, people. Don't tell your kids that they are they kids, because you're implying that that child is more than one person. And like, wow, that's scary. Because if somebody came to me and said, I'm a they person, I'm thinking they implies more than one. So you really have an identity problem. Because how many of you do you think there is? But anyway, you know, it is what it is, and that's just my thought on it. So, yeah. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. You can find me in multiple places on the web. I do have a crafting store where I sell and make crafting items. I make everything from jewelry to holiday wreaths to t-shirt designing. I'm also on Instagram. Again, here's my information. Feel free to look me up. Not every topic that I talk about is controversial as this one, and I'm sure, you know, people will have their different opinions. And I try very hard when I talk about controversial items. I try very hard not to bash on anyone, because I do not condone and or, you know, advocate for bashing on anyone. You know, that's just not my thing. That's not my personality. That's not who I am. I don't believe that anyone at any time deserves to be bashed on. I don't believe anyone at any time deserves to be mistreated. I don't believe that people, we all are different. We all have differences. We all have our own issues, whether it's gender identity or mental illness or physical illness or, you know, whatever. There's not a single person out there that doesn't have some kind of issue, be it one way or the other. You know, whether it's your issue or a family issue. We're all dealing with something. And at the end of the day, nobody needs to be insulted or bashed or treated like crap, because that's just not going to bring them around to your way of thinking. If I was to sit here and talk about, you know, how ignorant this is and how stupid you are, and if I was trying to insult people into seeing my point of view, that's not going to happen. It's, you know, it's not going to happen. For me to sit here and thump on you, it's not going to make you sit there and go, oh, holy crap. She's beating me down far enough for me to actually realize, oh, holy crap, she must be right. It's not, no. I would rather have an intelligent conversation, you know, adult to adult, or, you know, whatever, and hear your side of it, hear my side of it, because I'm sure we have different opinions, and I'm sure there's something in this subject that I'm not understanding, and that's fine. I don't want to be insulted. I don't want you to be insulted. That's not what I'm about, you know, but, I am going to kind of wrap this up because the video is going into 30 minutes long now. So anyway, find me on the web, because I am out there. And again, give a like, subscribe, share the video, share the other videos. I've got a complete channel, so I'm sure if you don't like this topic, I'm sure you can find something on my channel that you do like, because not all of my topics are quite as serious as this one. So, you know, happy Monday and enjoy the rest of your week.